In 1405, 87 years before Columbus, China already ruled the seas. Their ships were 5 times larger than anything Europe would build for centuries. Almost no one has ever heard this story. Because China itself made sure the world would forget it. China's Ming dynasty had just risen to power, wealthier than any nation on earth. The emperor chose one man to lead his fleet, Admiral Zheng He. Entire forests were cut down just to build his ships. By the time it was finished, the fleet had over 300 ships and nearly 30,000 men. Each treasure ship stretched over 400 feet long, longer than a football field. This fleet was about to sail farther than any nation had ever dared. Between 1405 and 1433, Zheng He led 7 massive voyages across the known world. He reached Southeast Asia, India, the Middle East, and the shores of East Africa. He brought back giraffes, lions, and treasures no one in China had ever seen. He built alliances, not conquests, trading gifts instead of waging war. China had reached Africa decades before any European explorer would even attempt it. For nearly 3 decades, China dominated the seas like no nation before it. But then, the emperor who dreamed of the seas died, and everything changed. A powerful group of officials believed the voyages were a dangerous waste of money. They argued the fleet drained the empire's wealth for no real benefit. To them, the outside world had nothing worth China's attention. A new decree was issued, and it would end an entire era. Zheng He's voyages were officially forbidden from ever happening again. Officials ordered every navigational record and ship blueprint to be destroyed. Decades of maps, star charts, and shipbuilding secrets turned to ash. The great shipyards that built the treasure fleet were torn apart, piece by piece. The craftsmen who knew how to build these ships were simply forbidden to build them again. A new law made it illegal for any Chinese ship to sail beyond the coast. Within a generation, the greatest navy the world had ever seen simply ceased to exist. While China turned inward, a very different story was unfolding across the world. European nations were just beginning to build their own ships and chase new trade routes. "87 years after Zheng He's first voyage, Columbus would set sail toward the Americas. The nation that once ruled the oceans had simply chosen to walk away from them. Over the next 2 centuries, Europe would use the seas to build global empires. Eventually, the very nations China once traded peacefully with came back, this time to conquer. For centuries afterward, Zheng He's name barely appeared in China's official history books. Almost no physical evidence of the treasure fleet survives today. Historians had to piece the story together from scattered fragments and foreign records. It took modern historians centuries to fully understand what China had actually erased. The greatest navy in the world had vanished, not through defeat, but through its own choice. The man who connected China to half the world was nearly forgotten by his own people. Only in recent decades have archaeologists begun uncovering fragments of what was lost.
A single surviving rudder, larger than most ships of that era, was found buried in a shipyard.
It proved that China's ships truly had been the largest wooden vessels ever built. Some historians still wonder what the world would look like if China had never turned back. One decision, made in a quiet palace room, changed the direction of world history forever. Even today, most people have never heard the name Zheng He at all. A golden age, deliberately burned, buried, and erased from memory by its own empire. Today, replicas and museums are slowly bringing this forgotten story back into the light. This is the story of an empire that once ruled the world and chose to disappear.
This is history someone tried to erase. Subscribe to Erased Nation and help us bring it back.